Milo the cat was small, he was grey. He was also very lonely. No one petted his soft fur. No one called his name gently. The world felt big and empty to Milo. He walked with quiet paws, his tail low. He searched for a warm place, a place to feel safe from the chill, a place to not be so terribly alone. He wished for a friend. He wished for a lap to curl upon. Tonight the sky was angry. Rain fell hard, like tiny cold needles against his thin coat. Wind howled like a hungry wolf through the dark, empty streets. It pushed Milo this way and that, making him stumble. His fur was wet and heavy, plastered to his small frame. He shivered under a dark, dripping bush, feeling miserable. He wished the storm would stop its noisy rage. He wished for a dry corner. He wished for a friendly sound in the gloom. Then Milo saw a light. It was a soft, warm glow, like a candle in the darkness. It came from a little shop tucked between two larger buildings. The shop looked very old. Its windows were dusty, obscuring the view within. The sign above the door was faded and creaked in the wind. It said, "The Whispering Quill Bookstore." Milo had never seen it before on his lonely wanderings. It seemed to appear just for him, just for this stormy night. He felt a strange pull towards its gentle invitation. With a tiny, hopeful meow, Milo pushed the heavy wooden door. It creaked open slowly, like an old sigh from a sleeping giant. Inside, it was quiet. It smelled of old paper and dust, a comforting, ancient scent. And something else lingered in the air, something like faint magic or forgotten dreams. Shelves reached high, full of books, so many books. Milo stepped inside, his paws making no sound. The door closed softly behind him. The storm raged outside, but here it was still and hushed. Milo shook the cold rain from his fur, sending droplets flying. He looked around the dim, shadowed bookstore. Shadows danced in the corners like playful spirits. Moonlight tried to peek through the dusty window panes, casting faint patterns on the floor. The books on the shelves stood tall and silent, rows upon rows of them, or so it seemed at first glance to the little grey cat. Milo felt a strange tingle along his spine. It was not a cold tingle from the lingering dampness of the rain. It was a different kind of tingle. A magical, expectant tingle that made his whiskers twitch. Then he heard it, a soft sound, very faint, like dry leaves rustling on a gentle autumn breeze. Shh! Whoosh! It came from the books themselves. The books were whispering. Milo's ears, usually so good at hearing the scurry of a mouse, twitched upwards. He listened very carefully, holding his breath. The whispers were quiet, like secrets shared in confidence. They spoke of old stories and forgotten lore. They spoke of hidden secrets beneath the city. They spoke of adventures waiting to begin, perhaps for a small, brave cat like him. One book, nestled on a low shelf, started to glow. It was a soft, golden light, warm and inviting. It pulsed gently, like a little captured heartbeat within the ancient pages. Milo crept closer, his green eyes wide with wonder and a little fear. The book was bound in old, cracked leather. It had no title on its spine, no words to name it. The glow made the dust motes dance around it, like tiny golden fairies. It was calling to him. He felt it. He felt its pull, stronger now than the memory of the storm outside. As Milo watched, his tail swishing slowly, the glowing book opened. Its pages turned by themselves, one by one, with a soft rustle. A piece of old parchment floated out from between the leaves. It unrolled in the air before him, suspended as if by invisible threads. Lines appeared on it, drawn by an unseen hand, glowing faintly. It was a map that glowed with the same soft golden light as the book. It showed tunnels under the city. It showed a path leading to a secret place, marked with a tiny, shining star, a treasure hunt just for Milo. Milo looked at the glowing map, then at the dark corner of the shop. The map showed an old, forgotten door hidden there behind the towering stacks. He padded softly, his paws silent on the wooden floorboards, towards the corner. Behind a tall stack of dusty, leather-bound tomes, he found it, a small wooden door almost hidden by shadows and cobwebs. He pushed with his nose. It creaked open with a protesting groan, revealing dark, narrow stairs leading down. The air that wafted up smelled damp and earthy, like a freshly dug garden after rain. He took a brave little breath and stepped forward. Down, down, down he went, the map held carefully in his mouth. The stairs led into a tunnel, cool and still. It was dark. The only light came from the faintly glowing map, casting eerie shadows on the damp stone walls. Water dripped from the ceiling with a rhythmic patter. Drip, drip, drip. His paws made soft, nearly inaudible sounds on the stone floor. He heard strange echoes in the long passage, whispers that were not from the books above. They seemed to come from the walls themselves, ancient and knowing. Who goes there? They seemed to sigh through the darkness. The tunnel opened into a wider, cavern-like space. On the far wall, glowing letters appeared, shimmering in the gloom. It was a riddle, written in light. I have a neck without a head, a body without legs. I make a sound when I'm struck, but have no voice to speak. What am I? Milo sat and thought hard, his brow furrowed. He looked at the map clutched in his jaw. He thought of the bookstore and the sounds of the world. Then he meowed softly, a tiny question, a bell. The glowing letters shimmered brightly once, then faded away. The path ahead cleared. He was a clever cat. Further on, in a narrower part of the tunnel, he met some rats. They were not friendly rats, like the ones in storybooks. They had sharp, beady eyes and sly, unwelcoming smiles. "Lost, little kitty," one squeaked, its whiskers twitching. They tried to trick him, to lead him astray. They pointed to dark, wrong tunnels that branched off into nothingness. "The treasure is this way. Shiny things," they chittered amongst themselves, their eyes glinting, but Milo held his glowing map tightly. He remembered the truthful whispers of the books. He ignored the trickster rats and their false promises. He followed the true path, his heart set on his goal. The map led Milo onward, through winding passages and echoing chambers. Finally, it guided him to a small round chamber, hidden deep beneath the sleeping city. It was very quiet here. In the very center of the chamber, resting upon a weathered stone pedestal, something gleamed softly. It was small, it was golden, it was a tiny, perfect bell. It shone with a gentle, warm light, much like the magical book from the store above. This was the treasure the map had promised him after his long journey. He approached it slowly, his heart thumping a soft rhythm against his ribs. Milo reached out a tentative paw. He touched the golden bell. It felt warm beneath his pads. It hummed with a soft, magical energy, a gentle vibration. It was not just an ordinary bell. He knew it was special. He nudged it gently with his nose. It made a tiny, clear sound. Ting! The sound echoed sweetly in the quiet chamber, chasing away the last of the shadows. It was a happy sound, a sound that seemed to chase away the last lingering traces of his loneliness. He felt a sense of peace and contentment wash over him, warm and comforting. With a bit of effort and some careful maneuvering, Milo managed to loop the bell's silken cord. He put it around his neck, adjusting it. The little golden bell rested against his soft grey fur, cool at first, then warming to his touch. It felt right. It felt like it belonged there, as if it had been waiting just for him. He looked at the glowing map one last time. Its light was beginning to fade, its task complete. It showed the way back clearly, back to the bookstore, back to the place where his grand adventure had truly begun. He was ready to return. He followed the tunnels back, the way now familiar. Up the creaking stairs he climbed, his steps lighter than before. He pushed open the small wooden door. He was back in the Whispering Quill bookstore. The storm outside had softened to a gentle, soothing rain. The books on the shelves seemed to hum a quiet welcome, their whispers softer now, more friendly. The little golden bell around his neck tinkled softly with every step he took. Ting-a-ling, ting-a-ling. Milo was not lonely anymore. He had found a wonderful treasure, and in the magical bookstore he had found a home.